Do you know how to buy real estate investments easily? It's by using creative finance. If you don't know how to do this, you're missing out on what the top 1% of investors do. I'm going to show you guys 5 ways to buy real estate using creative finance. Understanding this, guys, allowed me to build my portfolio to over $30,000 and growing every month in net cash flow. Guys, my name is Travis Oglesby. I started investing in 2016, so I'm getting up there, almost getting close to a decade now. I do deals all across the Southeast, predominantly in North Georgia and a little bit in South Georgia. Those are my favorite 2 markets. I have a simple, repeatable process that we do every month, and I look forward to showing you how we do this. But guys, buying homes with creative finance can allow you to buy so many more homes and honestly help a lot more people than just buying the typical, extremely discounted ways that your wholesalers buy. And so you might learn something in this video that changed the way you look at real estate forever. Awesome, guys. Let's begin here. And so we're going to take you through the five types of creative financing. All right, the way that we buy homes. Now, I want you guys, I drew you a little illustration here, but I want you to think about something before we begin. There is a couple of ways to buy houses. Now, I'm going to teach you creative financing, but I want you to take a look at how you buy homes. Okay, and then I'll get back to this illustration. So think about this. So I have a little drawing pad, guys. You'll see me look down. That's how I like to draw. It's a really effective way. It does good things for your brain center. So let's begin. There's a couple ways to buy homes. So you can buy it all at once. Okay, so think about that. It's like a cash buy. You can buy houses in pieces. Then you can buy a home over time. I want you guys to think about this. So this is very different than the traditional ways that you guys were taught to buy homes. This is how we were taught. It's the most effective way to understand to buy homes. When you think about that, you can buy it in cash, you can buy it in pieces, which means trading, or you can be able to buy it in little bitty pieces over time, right? Pieces are money. And then you can buy it over time, which is essentially sending monthly pieces to the buyer or seller. Okay, think about that as we go through this, okay? It doesn't need to make sense. You just need to be aware of it. All right, so guys, here we have an illustration. We have Sally the seller. That's this home right here. See my little red thing right here? This is Sally seller. This is Bob the buyer. And this is Ian the investor. All right, so let's go through these things. I'm going to teach you guys 5 ways to buy homes. This is how we do it, all right, using creative finance. I love this way of doing things. First way, guys, SNSL. What the heck does that mean? It means some now, some later, right? Which means a lot of sellers will not seller finance you a home, but for whatever reason, they will take some money at closing and some money after closing. Guys, it's still seller financing. We just treat it differently and call it a different name. Okay, we do a lot of things with the brain centers. This is how it effectively allows us to buy homes ridiculously deep and will allow you guys to become some of the best buyers in the country. If you have great inventory, you're going to be a fantastic real estate investment company. Let's show you guys an example of this. You purchase a home from Sally the seller. So we'll do this directly through this, okay? And then you guys will go straight through the middle. So you purchase a home for $100,000 from Sally. You give her a walkaway amount of $5,000. That's the some now money. That's the money you give her at closing. And then some later is the payment. We're going to give her $750 a month till paid in full. Notice we didn't say a word about interest. Then we sell this to Bob the buyer for $150,000. My typical down payment is usually around $20,000, so I'd get $20,000 from Bob, and the payment on that is $1,250 a month. So let's talk about profit now. This is the fun part. Profit. My average profit on this, so we get paid in 3 ways. That's the down payment, the note equity, and the cash flow. Down payment is the difference in the 2 amounts here, $15,000. That's profit, guys. You got paid $15,000 up front. It's exciting. Your note equity is the difference in the purchase price and the sale, $30,000. Here's the beautiful part, cash flow. $500 a month for 30 years. This is how you get wealthy, guys. There's more to this, but I'm going to stop here. I'll show you some things in a later video. Also, at the end of this, I'm going to give you guys my purchase and sale agreement on how we buy these homes. Let's do this again. What's another way? Let's go the second way. Novations. I really like these. These are very clean buys. Purchase price is $100,000. Repairs, and ARV. So what is a novation? So a novation is where you have an agreement with Sally, the seller here, to buy her home for $100,000. You are then going to go in and rehab her home for $25,000. Use $25,000 in repairs to bring it to the ARV of $200,000. The reason why Sally is going to let you do $25,000 in repair to her home is because you have agreed to split the profits of the home. And so now Bob comes in and buys the home for $200,000. And you have a profit, $75,000. Split that, $32,500 plus your $25,000 back in repairs. It's a wonderful way to buy homes, guys. We'll show you in detail how we do these. This is an incredible, incredible way, and your sellers absolutely love it. They have nothing to lose and everything to gain here. Let's go through our third way of buying homes. Seller financed. Seller financed is very similar to some now, some later. Only typically these sellers happen to be landlords. So they're very savvy in the industry. They're probably just tired and they're looking to get out of the deal, but they understand finance, and it's going to be just a tad bit different than some now, some later. So let's show you. Purchase price is $150,000. Our walkaway amount, that's the amount we give the seller, $15,000. Usually a seller finance deal, they want a larger down payment. So they usually want around 10% down, which is $15,000. Payment, typically a little bit higher than a some now, some later. It's around $1,000 a month. And they want an interest rate. In the some now, some later, we do not bring up interest, typically never necessary. Usually 5% is where we can always land on interest. And they want a balloon, meaning they want all of their money within a certain amount of time, usually 10 years, so 120 months. Okay, so why do we do these deals? These are some of my best ways to do deals because I'll show you in a unique way. This is a little trick. If you have a seller that wants interest, you can say, gosh, you guys you want interest too? Okay, well, I tell you what, I'll give you interest on it. I'm just going to add 5% to the loan. Does that sound fair? Yeah, it's hard for things not to be fair. So what you do is you add 5% to the $150,000, making this total loan $157,500, and then you apply the $1,000 a month as principal only. If you need a little education on how this works, take a look at an AM schedule. This is how you guys get so wealthy. It's silly. Okay? Think about this. I'll show you more in a different video on how we detail this out. Average profit on this, usually you make around $5,000 up front. Note equity is $50,000, usually at least here. And our average monthly cash flow is $600 a month for 30 years. Imagine your guys' 401k. Let me hit on this for a second. Imagine your guys' 401k going up $50,000 from one deal. Like, how long does it take you to get to $50,000 in that deal in your 401k? Imagine doing one house and it goes up 50. That's what note equity is. Let's continue. Two left. Here's what I grew up on. Subject to. Buying homes creatively subject to their existing mortgage. So what this means, guys, is that Sally, the seller right here, is just going to leave her mortgage in place. So she's going to leave this in place, and I'm going to make the payment to the bank on her behalf. So I'll make the $800 payment to Wells Fargo. Then I sell it to Bob the buyer. All right. Bob gives me a down payment. He makes me a monthly payment, and then I get to keep the difference. Okay. I have done hundreds of these transactions. This is what we got started on. This is what absolutely changed my career. A lot of the times you hear us say $30,000 in cash flow. It's higher than that. And the beauty is that this is just such a repetitive, reoccurring process. Because with subject to, we're going after mortgages that have 3, 4, even 5% interest rates. So think about 100 grand at 3%. And then think about 100 grand at 10%. This is Sally's mortgage that I took over for 100 grand at 3%. I then sold it to Bob for $100,000 at 10%. Bob can't get a mortgage. It's very easy to sell to these guys. Don't get hung up on the semantics of this. Follow the entire thing here. Okay? Think about that. The difference in these is typically a $700 to $1,000 in monthly cash flow that we make here. Life-changing numbers. Think if you did 10 of those, 20 of those, 30 of those. We show you guys how to find those. All right, let's keep going. My last way. This is a really neat way. This is deal structuring to a T here, guys. This is a combination of subject to and SN, SL. Let me show you an example. Purchase price from Sally is $100,000. So you're going to take over her mortgage of 100 grand. Her interest rate's 3%. So you're super pumped to get 3% debt because you know you're going to sell it to Bob the buyer at 10% and make a ton off of cash flow. Here's the kicker. Sally wants $30,000 in walk away. I bet you ain't got 30, right? Most of us don't. Maybe you don't know how to raise it either. And so what we do is now we combine that $30,000. So we're buying the home subject to, and we're combining this $30,000 with the some now, some later. And so what you do with this 30 grand is you give her $2,500 at closing and $300 per month until paid in full. This is deal structuring, guys. This is how you create deals. This is how you get wealthy. This is how you do deals that other investors do not know how to do. I bet most of you got into this to create cash flow. This is how we do it. Our average profit on this, let me see what I put down our average profit as. It's almost exactly the same as the sub 2. These are incredible deals. Absolutely incredible. So guys, those are the 5 ways that you buy homes using creative finance. That's incredible. I'm going to attach my purchase and sale agreement so that you guys can buy homes just like this in here. And let me give you guys something as we walk away here. So we have, in the later videos, I'm going to show you guys how we sell these things and make these huge profits, right? I just drew this stuff out, right? So it seems like, well, yeah, I mean, it sounds good on paper. It works. It's exactly how we've done it. I can show you so many. I've got 92 of these in place still. They sell every month. We've got 92 of these. So you can imagine what that portfolio looks like. So guys, I got a question for you. Do you want to be an average investor or do you want to be a great investor? If you want to be average, continue to wholesale, go wholesale some houses. Don't ever keep anything. Truthfully, that's not real estate investing. It's just transactional. Investing is keeping assets that put money in your pocket, right? Be the top 1% that we talked about and how this stuff can absolutely change your life. It will not only serve you and not only allow you to make a ton of money, but this makes a better place for the world. I believe that real estate investors need to become professionals at what they do and not just kind of hoping that the seller will sell them at a deep discount. Guys, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel. It helps get the word out there and let everybody know what we're doing. If, I'll have the purchase and sale agreement here. It'll take you guys to the landing page. You can get that totally free. It's the exact same one I use. If you have any questions, drop me a comment in here. I always try to reply to everyone that puts something in here. And guys, if you don't know Jesus and you don't know real estate, I suggest you get to know both. See ya.